Thank you and welcome to one of our cooking videos here. I'm Debbie.
And I'm Linda.
And today what we're going to do is we're going to teach you how to make a cake mix cookies. Linda put together a recipe and this is very simple. What it is it's one cake mix of your choice. Any cake mix will work. A half a cup of butter. We've got it softened. If you don't have butter, a half a cup of oil will work. And then 1 egg. And Linda is going to tell you something that I didn't know about eggs when you're cracking them. So, Linda, you want to show them?
Eggs are one of our great superfoods, but they have a very porous shell. So you want to be sure that when you're cooking with eggs, whether you're making cakes, meatloaf, doesn't really make any difference. Anything that you're doing with eggs, you always want to crack them first into a small bowl or container. Sorry. Because you can't tell by looking at an egg whether it is good or not. And so once you crack it, you'll always know whether it's a good egg or a bad egg because it'll smell bad, or sometimes if you have fresh eggs, they might have a blood spot in them. So always crack your eggs into another container before you add them to what you're cooking. That way you don't ruin good ingredients.
All right. Well,
so while I'm cracking the egg, Debbie's going to open our cake mix and get that ready for us.
All right. Now we are using chocolate cake mix today. That looks like a good egg. Does it smell good?
Nice and fresh.
Okay. As I started to say, we are using a chocolate cake mix today, and the reason we're pointing out chocolate is because if you use a chocolate cake mix, you do have to add 2 extra tablespoons of water. Now we have all this in the recipe rack in the pantry areas. You'll be able to see it. So let me add the cake mix, and that kind of came all, there we go. And what else I need to add? It was 2 tablespoons of water we said. Now we've already preheated our oven to 350 degrees, so when we get this all mixed together, Linda's going to show you some special ways that you can enhance your cookies, and then we will bake them. Oh, I just got to add.
I'm dumping in the egg. Debbie's going to add the butter.
All right. We're a team here. All right. There you go.
Your eggs can be either, for this recipe, they can either be cold right out of the refrigerator or they can be room temperature. There are some recipes that you're going to prepare that will ask for room temperature eggs, and it's because you want your egg whites to be able to have the most volume.
Oh, okay.
As you can see, we have our cookie dough made with our cake mix mixed up. Now, sometimes because of altitude and barometric pressure, you might have to add a little bit more water. So in our recipe, we're going to make an adjustment. We're going to say 2 to 4 tablespoons of water because we added 2 more tablespoons. So now what we're going to do is we're going to divide our dough in half because we're going to add a lot of goodies, and we're going to make a couple of different kinds of cookies. With these, by using this cake mix, we're going to make a lot more cookies than you would have if you just bought some cookies either at your grocery store or even at the dollar store. You can get a cake mix if you watch your local grocery store for under $1, and also at a dollar store. And sometimes we have cake mixes downstairs in our pantry. So what we're going to do is we've divided up our cookie dough, and we're going to add a lot of stuff to it here.
All right, Linda's going to show us. She separated the cookie dough, and look at all the ingredients she's put together. Can you tell us about this, Linda?
Okay, so I've got cherry morsels here, and I have sliced almonds. We're going to put those in the first batch. Sorry. To make some cherry chocolate cookies. And we have regular chocolate chips, white chocolate chips, and some walnuts to put into our second batch. If you have a few extra marshmallows around, you could add that and they would be rocky road.
That sounds so good. And it's such an inexpensive way to make cookies for your children.
Right, and you can add anything that you have. If you have coconut, any type of nuts, any type of chips, even Rice Krispies. You could add a few Rice Krispies or a little bit of oatmeal. Now, if you use oatmeal, you want to make sure that it's the quick oats. So we're going to do kind of a heaping 1/3 cup of these cherry morsels.
Okay.
And we're going to do the same thing. Let me hand those to you, Debbie.
Sure.
We're going to do the same thing with the sliced almonds. And these just happen to be something that we have here in the pantry. So we're going to add 1/3 cup of the almonds.
the
Sure.
other half ready?
If you'd like to mix that one up, that would be great.
Okay.
All right, in this second one, I'm going to add,
Here's some scissors for you.
thank you. Oh, actually, I already have a bag of chocolate chips
okay.
open. So I'm going to use the bag I already have open. As you can see, it's identical to the other one.
Boy, this is thick. Whoa! This may happen at your house. So what we'll do is we'll take that out and we have another one.
So we're going to use, since we're going to put in 2 types of chips in this part, we're going to use what they call a scant, which means not quite a full 1/3 cup of the chocolate chips. Then the white chocolate morsels.
All right, is this mixed about enough? Do you like that?
I think that's great, Debbie.
Okay, all right.
And also, just a scant 1/3 cup of these, of the white.
I just love walnuts.
They're great. They're very healthy for you. And if you have nuts, you want to be sure and keep your nuts in the freezer when you're not using them, and that keeps them nice and fresh. And we're going to use just exactly 1/3 of a cup of the walnuts.
All right, now I will grease the cookie sheet, and we're using a spray cooking, what do you call this? Spray, cooking spray. But you could use butter if you wanted, but this would be easy for us. Just lightly coat it. That's about right. There, I see. Now, all right, now how did you say, you were saying take 1 tablespoon? Is that what I do?
We have a soup spoon and a teaspoon here. And Debbie's going to put the cookie dough on the soup spoon and then use the teaspoon to make her nice little mound.
Like this?
Yeah, either that or use the back of the spoon.
Oh, use the back? Okay.
It just makes it kind of go faster.
Now, does it matter how far away from the edge of the cookie?
You want them to be a couple of inches apart. So if you put 3 across here,
Like this, right here?
yeah, if you move them over just a little more.
Just a little bit more.
a little
Okay.
bit more. Yeah, just
Is that
like
about right?
Mhm.
This is going to be good. And I've never had cookies with the cherry M&Ms or chocolate chips in them before. All right. Now, am I making these too big? Is this about the right size?
I think that's just about the right size.
So these might be a little too big?
Yeah, but they're okay.
They'll be okay? Okay. All right, do you want me to just put this many on of this recipe and then put that on so we can have both? Okay.
We'll add just a few of these, and we'll have some of each to try.
All right, let me move this. All right, what we've done is we've added 6 of one of the the cookie doughs with the ingredients in it, and 6 of the others. So we're going to have an even dozen that we're going to enjoy. Now, they go in the oven for 9 to
12 minutes.
Again, in a 350-degree oven, which we've already preheated. So this one has slid a little bit, and what we'll do is we'll put this in the oven and be back in a few minutes. All right, we are proud of our cake mix cookies, and we made 2 dozen, and there was enough left over. We could have easily made another dozen, wouldn't you think?
Yes.
So let's give it a try. Mmm. Delicious.
Really good.
You know what I think is great with a hot cookie like this, a warm cookie, is a good cold glass of milk. So this, what?
I like hot coffee.
Oh, you like hot coffee with it. So we will have this recipe downstairs in the recipe rack, and we always like to finish our videos telling you this is a winning recipe. It's very easy to make, it's economical, your family's going to like it, and so we are going to call ourselves
The winning team.